This was a tutorial on exporting reservation data from Facil and then importing it into Microsoft Outlook so that it appears on the calendar. Each reservation will show as an appointment. We're going to include the project as the subject of the appointment, and then of course the start and end times. The export from Facil is pretty straightforward. The import to Outlook is a little more complicated, and unfortunately, because of the way Outlook handles start dates and times, there's an extra step involved. But it's all quite doable. Let me walk you through it. So we start with Facil, the reservation viewer, and we get our list of the reservations that we would like to export. So we've set the status to active and the date and time to today, so it's all reservations up to today. Maybe you want to do all reservations after today, whatever you like. So now that we have our list, we click the export button right here in the upper right corner, and we're going to export it as an Excel file, and you will need Microsoft Excel to work on this file. If you don't have Excel, there are probably other ways to work around this, but this is certainly the easiest, and I'm going to assume that the vast majority of you have Excel, any version. Click OK. We're going to save the Excel file in the Documents folder. Put it anywhere you want. I've done this before, so it already exists. We'll replace it. And here we see our saved Excel file. You'll notice that the fields have headings, and we have the project title. We have, of course, the start and end time. Now, the part that's a little tricky, first of all, you may not see the hours and minutes. You may see only dates, but that's just a function of how Excel is formatting the cells. By default, it only shows the date. That doesn't mean the time is not there. I've reformatted this so you can see the time, but don't be concerned about it. The time is there. Just go ahead with this next step that I'm going to show you.
You never know what you're going to get in the mail.
Excuse that. So what we have to do is duplicate the start and end time columns, and the reason is that Outlook considers the date as one thing and the time as a separate thing. So to fill both of those, the date and time fields separately, we need two sources. But it's simple because it's the same data. So all we're going to do is insert a column to the right of the start time and insert another column to the right of the end time. Let's move over a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to copy these. Going to right click, drag, copy. Same thing here. Right click, drag, copy. Okay, so now we have the start time twice and the end time twice. Now, to make it even easier, I'm going to change the name of this column just by editing that cell to start date, and then over here we'll change the end time header to end date. And you'll see when we go to import into Outlook, this will all match up automatically. So, start date, duplicated start time, end date, duplicated end time. That's what we need to do in Excel. We'll save that. We'll close it. And we'll move on to Outlook. So here's an empty calendar. You can import to any calendar that you have in Outlook. We go File, Open. This is Outlook 2010, by the way, but it's while it may look different, all the versions of Outlook will do the same thing. And we go to Import. Now, at this step, even the older versions of Outlook are going to look the same. It was just that menu that's different in the newer ones. Okay, Import and Export Wizard. Select Import from another program or file, and we want Excel is the file type to import from. And that's the file that we want to import. It's already filled in because I've done this before, but you can just browse and find your file. You'll probably not want to import duplicates. That's probably not going to be much of an issue. And where do we want to put it? I have a special calendar. I don't want to mix this with my other stuff. Okay, import temp into test calendar. Now, here's the part that's slightly more complicated. Before you import it, you have to map custom fields. We click it, and you'll see here on the right is a list of the fields that exist in Outlook and a list of the fields that are going to be used from the Excel sheet. If we look at the list of fields in the Excel sheet, we see it's based on those headings. So those are the names of the fields that are in Facil. So it's pretty simple. We want to put the the project title from Facil as the subject of Outlook. Now this is already set, and that's because I've done it before. But all you do is drag project title and drop it on subject, and it's set. Now these other 4 fields, start date, time, end date, time, those are already going to be set because the names match up. So it's really just one step here, project title to subject. That takes care of our map. We click OK, we click Finish. It's doing it, and there's our list of appointments. And we can see that the project title is in the subject field. And we'll open these up a little bit. There's our start and end times. Now I'm in a list view. You're probably more used to looking at a calendar. I did it in a list because you can see the whole thing very quickly, but it's all there. It doesn't make any difference how you look at it. Here's your normal calendar view that you're probably more familiar with, and we can go back through the different dates, pick a week here that has more appointments, and here you see there's other appointments there. Let's see if we can find a better example. Here we go. And city council coverage. So, this is just some sample data, but you can see that it works. There's your appointments with the correct start and end times. Everything is ready to use in Outlook.